Hello students, today in this video I will teach chapter 17 Prepositions. So my first question to you all is, what is preposition? A preposition is a word which shows the relationship of a noun or a pronoun with another word in a sentence. Now I want everyone to look into page number 94. A firm in Japan is designing perfumed offices and hospitals to improve productivity and relieve stress. Tests on the connection between fragrance and efficiency showed that computer operators made fewer errors when the air was infused with certain smells. Liquid perfumes are compressed into a mist and sent through the air conditioning system. Lavender or rosemary has a soothing effect, but lemon or eucalyptus is best for keeping staff alert. So children, all the words that are in bold are prepositions. So in this chapter, I will cover preposition of place and preposition of time. So in your book, a table is given below which shows a list of preposition of place which is frequently used. Now across, against, among, between, before, behind, below, after, in, to, from, into, under, by, near, on, at, over, up, upon, down, along, beside, over, above. Now the uses of some prepositions of place. The first comes in. Now in the example, my uncle lives in Kolkata. I found the book in your box. Now we also use in the following expressions. Now these are some expressions. In the street, in the market, in the bus, in the city, in the bag, in a car, in a country, in my pocket, in bed, in the sky, in the middle of, in the field. So remember children, in is used to indicate a closed space. Okay. It is used to refer to cities, states and countries. So it indicates closed space. Now comes to at. Now at is used to indicate a point. It is used to refer to a specific address or a building. Okay. Now examples. We waited at the platform. Did you meet him at the party? The Prime Minister of England lives at 10 Downing Street. So some of the expressions which are given, like at the top, at the airport, at a hotel, at work, at Nizamuddin railway station, at the railway station, at the end of the street, at school, at home, at the front, at the Hotel Taj, at a party. Now comes on. Now on indicates a surface. It is used to refer to roads, etc. For example, we live on the second floor. Please fix the name plate on the door. Now we also use on in the following expressions: on the right, on the shelf, on the first floor, on the bed, on the left, on the car, on the chair, on the notice board, on a motorcycle. Now comes across. Across is used to when we want to go from one side to the other side of. Like for example, he wanted to go across to the other side of the river. The bus stop is on the opposite side. You have to go across the road to reach it. So when you want to go from one side to the other side, then you use across. We also use across in the following expressions. For example, across the lake, across the lawn, across the playground, across the sea, across the room, across the desert. Now comes along. So, along examples are, there were many trees along the bank of the river. The hawkers sat along the road. There was a row of houses along the railway lines. Okay. Now, some of the expressions where we can use along are along the fence, along the river bank, along the street, along the boundary, along the wall, along the pavement. So, along means at the side of. Okay. When we want to write something, or that means the trees are along the road, or the hawkers or the buyers are standing along the road. Okay. At that time we can use along. Now through. Through is used or to indicate from one end or side of something to another. For example, the thief jumped through the window. He looked through the telescope. Now comes above. Higher than. Okay, when you used to, or when you want to write something which is higher than, like for example, the aeroplane was far above us. We were flying above the clouds. The water came above our knees. So when you want to show something that is higher than some other thing, then we can use above. Now in same case, below. Below is also used to indicate something which is lower than something. The temperature was 5 degrees below freezing point. He is below 50, but he looks older. When the sun sets, it goes below the horizon. Now comes beside. Read the following examples of the beside. Like for example, he sat down beside his wife. We parked our bicycle beside the car. So beside means next to or near. Okay. Now against. Now what is against? When do we use against? Like for example, he put the ladder against the wall. He leaned against the lamppost. That will be not learned, children. It will be leaned. He leaned against the lamppost. He rested his bicycle against a tree. So against means taking support of something. Okay. So these are the preposition of place. Now next is your into. Now into shows movement from one place to another. Okay. Now some of the examples are, the boy fell from the tree into the river. He put his pen into the ink pot. So we can also use into in the following expressions. Like for example, into the water, into the sky, into the house, into the well, into the sea, into the field. Now comes up. I carried my suitcase up the stairs. He looked up at her in surprise. So it is very easy. we can use up easily. Then down. He walked down the road reading the newspaper. I am going down to the park. Now between and among. It's bit children make mistake in this. So listen carefully, children. We use between when we speak of the position of an object in relation to other objects. Okay, we use among when there are more than two objects. So between is when we speak of the position of an object in relation to the other two, in relation to two other objects, two. And among is more than two objects. For example, Mathura is between Delhi and Agra. February comes between January and March. So you can easily make out the difference. Reena sat between Anu and Geeta. The old lady sat among her grandchildren. The house was hidden among the trees. Okay. Now in front of. The car drew up in front of the house. He spends the whole evening sitting in front of the television set. Now behind. They parked the motorcycle behind some buses. The sun went behind the clouds. So, this is all about your preposition of place.